Welcome to Diversity Conversations, where we engage in thought-provoking dialogue to identify leadership solutions to today's most challenging conflicts. Stream live each week, Saturday 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Hosted by Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Strategist and CEOs Eric Ellis and Tommy Lewis. Join us and add your voice to this engaging diversity conversation.
Good morning, Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, the United States, and the world. My name is Eric Ellis, and I'm the President and CEO of Integrity Development Corporation. And as you can see, I'm by myself this morning, so I don't have Tommy here. He's on location, out doing great work in the world. So it's going to be me and you, community, this morning. And I'm excited about that. I just came back from a week of training employees on how you create a sense of belonging in the workplace. I think that that's something that's critical in the times that we're living in. And as you know, we always kind of start by just kind of talking about how our week was. So this week I was, like I say, doing training in an organization with a client, also doing inclusion surveys, getting their feedback around their culture in the organization. I was in an article this week in the Business Courier on yesterday, just talking about DEI and all the changes that are happening in DEI. So I was pleased to be a part of that. And what I wanted to do today was to really spend some time talking about, things that bring me joy. Because what we see is that there's a lot to be discouraged about. As we think about what's happened this week, President Trump has put on all of his tariffs around the world, and it just sent the stock markets reeling. And he backed off on many of those and backed down his tariffs to like 10% for all the countries. And he says 75 countries have already called. And I'll tell you that I'm one that tries not to be just simply critical of the president, but so much of this has to do with character. And I would say that you cannot outrun your character. And for all of those who are supporters of President Trump and love him, I think they're beginning to figure out that there's some challenges here as you begin to otherize all the other groups of people. We've seen that now. We saw it with Mexicans during the election. We saw it with undocumented immigrants during the election. But now we've seen it with the CIA, the FBI, the military, and the generals. We've seen otherizing happening now with government workers, where because they're trying to bring down the size of government, which I don't think you have arguments from anybody. You know, everybody thinks that, hey, if we can do this more efficiently, that's excellent. But we've now otherized government workers as waste, fraud, and abuse. And there are so many people that voted for the president, some of them 3 times, who are now, have lost their jobs. Many of them got letters, of commendation, and they were doing a great job. And then they got a letter saying you're being fired because you were an unfit worker, and that's just, it's kind of sad, but it's waking people up in a crazy sort of way. It's almost like the president's going to unify the country going out the back door. And so people are beginning to recognize that you've got to stand up for other people when they are wronged, because if you don't, then there will be nobody there to stand up for you when your day comes. Right now, we're seeing lawyers, the lawyers of people that went after Trump, and he's going after those law firms and trying to make it illegal for them to come into government buildings. He's tried to make it illegal for the Associated Press to come into the White House and have access to interviews. And it looks like the courts have come in on that and interrupted that. But these tariffs, he took them off of almost every other country. But what he said that really just was so disappointing to me was he said all these countries are calling me and kissing my ASS. I mean, really, what kind of character is that? There is no justification at all. And I think that we have to be careful that we don't lull ourselves to sleep and normalize things that we know. We knew when we were in the kindergarten that you can't talk about people that way without there being consequences. And so now the stock markets are going up and down, and he finally bailed on his plan because the bond markets were beginning to tank as well. And so now he's sort of put a pause on this for 90 days, and his people are acting like he's a genius. But then he tripled down on China. And I would say to you that China really doesn't really care much. You know, if this is going to be a tariff war, then let's go. And the problem is that when you want to look tough, you know, and then you running into somebody who is tough, then you got a problem on your hands. What we hear, because the markets are tanking and because businesses in this country are losing a lot of money, small businesses, larger businesses, everybody, you know, they're losing money. Now, when you start losing people's money, then all of their political, fun, you know, all of the, I love this guy, this is my guy. Well, until you start losing money. Farmers are losing money. Businesses are losing money. And so President Trump knows he's on the clock. Xi Jinping also knows that he's on the clock. And they basically are mocking the president right now, mocking J.D. Vance right now, because they know. And it looks almost, it's pathetic to see the president now have to say, hey, Xi Jinping, we're waiting on that call, waiting on that beautiful call. Yeah, I know. Because there's billions and billions of dollars of imports that come from China to the United States. Here's the lesson for you out there, our community. The lesson is, don't dog people out. Don't talk about people. Don't act like people don't matter. Don't do everything in a transactional way. Don't act as though you don't need people, you don't need friends, you don't need other countries. You can do it by yourself because you can't. And that's what we're going to learn right now, is that we are, in fact, you know, the days of running around and cheering that we're, you know, make America great again. We're selfish. We're just looking out for ourselves. You can't live in a world by yourself. You can't make it by yourself. We are interconnected within the country. We're interconnected across the world. And one of the basic principles of doing business, if we're businessmen and women, if you're trying to do business, one of the basic tenets is that you have to respect people. And right now, I would say to you that's something that we're struggling with. And so we have got to, if we don't work on that, we're going to find ourselves in greater trouble, because the Chinese say, hey, we can hang out as long as you want to do this. And now I saw President Trump this morning saying, you know, I love Xi Jinping. We're actually great friends. Well, you just talked about every other country and said that they were calling you up to kiss your ass. I mean, people don't remember that. They don't see what you're doing. And so citizens, community, we've got to do better. We've got to expect more. And if you run around in the happiness of your identity, because what happens is when we feel good about it's our turn, he's saying things that I like. But in many ways, if you just get the things that you like, there's a price to be paid. But one of the things that I've learned, I was telling people in class this week that if you're listening to CNN, if you're listening to Fox News, literally it creates a lot of stress in our lives. And so one of the things that I do is sometimes I try to listen to the news to try to keep up with what's going on. Then I gotta turn to jazz music just to sort of, and it's almost like as soon as I turn the station to jazz music, my whole body feels better. My mind says that's exactly, Eric, what we needed. And so what I wanted to do today, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I wanted to focus on what are some of the things that bring us joy. And I want you to think about that, community. I've got a small screen here, so I can't really see what you're saying. But I'm also going to invite Lydia to the screen. If you've got some comments that people have said, you want to just come to the screen and share those, I appreciate that as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we need to activate common good. That is something that is powerful. And I think in our own lives, sometimes you have to. I was teaching about the R factor. I probably shared that here a week ago by Tim Knight. The R factor says E plus R equals O. In other words, events plus your response will net the outcome. And so, one of the things that I would say to you, community, is that you have to, events are going to happen. We can't do anything much about events, they happen, but you can manage your response. And you want to make sure that during these times, you're not responding in such a stressed out way that the outcome is a worse health condition for you, or discouragement, depression, anxiety, stress levels just going through the roof. We've got to find ways to find joy in our lives. And so, as I think about the things that have brought me joy in my life, I remember being in high school, and when I entered high school, I was a freshman, 5'4", 99 pounds, and I wasn't very good in sports, so I sat a lot of benches. But by the time I was a senior, I was voted the first Black president of Forest Park High School then. And I remember how excited I was to become president. My vice president was a white friend of mine. And so, that was exciting to be voted in, but then you got to do some work. And I was late on some of the senior class fundraising projects, and I missed out on some, at our community fair, on the booths that we had every year, probably for the last decade. But then out of that, we created some new games and made a lot of money. And so I was grateful for that experience. I got cut as a senior in high school. That was a sad day in my life. But my dad said to me, Eric, nobody determines when it's over for you but you. He said, Oscar Robertson slept with a basketball. So I started working on a regimen every day. I would shoot 1,000 shots from many different places on the basketball court. I would walk up to Forest Park High School with a basketball in my hand. I would be dribbling the ball with my right hand because I'm left-handed. I'd be dribbling the ball with my right hand, throwing it behind my back, through my legs, all the way to the high school. I would dribble the ball 2,000 times in the basement, in the dark, by myself, because I wanted to be good. I would be out there dreaming about being in a stadium and crowds are there, and I'd be making up shots and trying to do 360s and things like that. And then eventually, I walked on at Wright State University's basketball team. It was interesting. I first made the team at Anderson College. Terry, we went to school there. And then I transferred to Wright State, and my dad was an associate dean at Wright State. And so we went to lunch every day, and that's all we talked about was me trying out for the basketball team. And my mom was like, y'all so crazy. He hasn't played anywhere. How's he gonna make the basketball team at Wright State? And then it was probably God ordained that I transferred to Wright State because it was the last year of my father's life. And so our relationship transitioned from parent when he's riding you about your grades and everything. We actually just became friends, and we would go to lunch. We would just talk about life. And then that summer, he died of a massive heart attack. And the only thing that took me back to college was our conversations about me making the basketball team. And I went back to Wright State and I tried out for the team. And I'll never forget the coach said, okay, there are 5 of you trying out for the team. We're going to post it at the end of the day. And you come back. If your name's on the list, you made the team. And only one of us was going to make the team. And I remember that was like the longest walk. There were 2 longest walks in my life up to that point. The first one was when I got cut as a senior in high school from the basketball team. walking home to tell my dad I was no longer a basketball player. And the second longest walk was this one, when I walked up to the gym and I was looking for the list or the name being posted on the gym, and I didn't see a list anywhere. And so the assistant coach came out and, hey, Coach Brown, how are you? Eric, how you doing? And then he started talking. And literally, it was like I was in the twilight zone. It was like, wah, 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 wah. And I was just listening and I didn't hear him say anything. And then all of a sudden, it was like I came back into consciousness and he said, you want to go downstairs and go to the cage? Huh? He said, yeah, you need to go to the cage to get your practice gear. I was like, I made the team? He said, yeah. I said, what? I mean, I jumped up in the air. I was so excited. I went down, I got my practice gear, and I danced all the way across campus. It was almost like my father died. He went to heaven and said, God, look, I'm going to need a favor. My boy is going to be sad down there because I'm gone. I need you to get him on this team. And then that year, we won the national championship. And so we just were winning. And that experience brought joy to me in a time of sorrow. The memory of it continues to bring joy to me. The other things that bring joy, I remember when I gave my life to God. So when I graduated from Wright State, I went back home. I said, I'm done with school. I'm never going back. So my grandmother was staying with us. My mother was at the house. And I had gone to this revival. And, Reverend Brooks, he was a prophet. He was a cool, smooth guy, and quite a preacher, very knowledgeable of the Bible. He called several of us down as prophets do, and he prayed over me. And then afterwards, I told him, I said, look, I just want to let you know I didn't give my life to God today. I wanted to be honest about that, And he said, that's okay. He said, I appreciate that. He said, but God's not going to let you rest. He said, so you call me when you've given your life to God. And I said, okay. And then I laughed, man. I was so glad to be out there at church service. I said, man, I'm going to a club tonight. And I went to a club over in Madisonville, had a wonderful time partying and doing my thing. Then I went home to my mother's house, went to bed, and then God got me up early the next morning and said, I need you to come to the basement. So I went to my mother's basement. And first thing I said to God is, I can't serve no God that I can't talk to. I can't serve you, because my mother's a preacher. I can't serve you because my grandmother's a Christian. I got to be able to talk to you. And so God was like, I'm here. I said, well, God, you know why I can't give my life to you. I love these women. That's really what I was saying to God, early in the morning. God, I love these women. And so, God said, well, paint a picture. What are you looking for? And I painted this picture. I was like, what, God? You want me to paint a picture? Okay, do. I was painting all the things that were on my wish list about the most perfect woman in the world, man. I had her with long hair, and I had her nice brown, and I had her shapely, and all of that. And then after I got done, God said, is that it? Is that what you're interested in? I was like, yeah, God. He said, well, you can have that in me. He said, now, Eric, do you need all women or just would this one right here suffice? I was like, God, look, if you could put that on for me, I'm good. And literally, embarrassingly, that's the way that I gave my life to God. And so I came up out of the basement. I told my mother and my grandmother that I just gave my life to God. And I hugged them. We all cried. And then my mother asked me, she said, oh, that's so sweet, son. She said, why don't you go to Kroger and get us some bread? We don't have any bread. So I said, okay. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. So I get in my little car, my little Capri. I drive down the back street, Islandale. I'm going to Kroger. And I see on the right side this beautiful young lady that I thought I met at the club 2 weeks ago, and she told me she lived around the corner from my mother's house. She gave me her phone number, but I called the number and it didn't work. And so I'm thinking, is that her? But I just gave my life to God. So I said, man, I can't afford to start stopping here. So I kept driving. I went on to Kroger. I passed the first test. I saw a beautiful woman. I ain't pull over. And I got the bread. Now I'm on my way back home. Do you know on my way back home, she was still outside? Now I'm going to tell you, in all my life, I've never, ever seen a situation where there was a beautiful sister that was up in the morning at 10 a.m. going back and forth from her car, and she was still there when you came back. That had never happened before. So I saw her the next time. I said, that is her. But I just gave my life to God. I ain't trying to mess up this quick. So I keep driving. Do you know she got in her car and followed me? She literally got in her car and followed me home. So I pull in my mother's driveway and she pulls in right behind me. So here I am, day one, just gave my life to God. I told God, you know my weakness is women. And so here I am in my mother's driveway with my first major test. And so the proverbial devil shows up on one shoulder, angel shows up on the other. The devil says, look, Eric, you know the word. You can get with her, tap that tonight, and get resaved tomorrow. You know God's going to take you back. I know God is forgiving. And then on the other shoulder, the angel was like, Eric, I need you to go back there and I need you to tell her that you just gave your life to God, and then invite her to the revival. Whew. So I get out of my car. I pimp back there with I still got my pimp walk. You know, I just got saved. So I pimp back there and she jumps out the car. It's like, I thought that was you. And we hug. I said, girl. And then she says to me, did your mother tell you I called a couple times? I said, what? You been calling me? Oh, man. If she's calling me, that means she likes me. So I'm thinking, what did the devil angel say? And then in my coolest voice, I said, yeah, girl, I said, I just, this morning I just gave my life to God. I said, what are you doing tonight? She said, nothing. I said, would you be interested in going to this revival with me? She said, yeah. And I never heard from her or saw her again. Now, for me, that memory always makes it clear to me that my life was valuable to the kingdom, and that there's a real enemy out there that sought to interrupt my salvation on day one. And so I know that for the rest of my life, I can have joy about the fact that there is a real and living God, and that he cares about us, and that there are forces out there that are working against us. And so I'm going to say to you that no matter what we go through in life, no matter what we experience, no matter who's our president, no matter who's our enemy, who opposes us, if you have a relationship with God, then you've got somebody on your side that's fighting on your behalf. And I'm grateful for that. I'll never forget when I was doing work with Floyd and Jackie Dickens. They had brought Janet Reed and myself on as consultants, and we were working with them. And then the CIA sort of ended that contract. And then for a period of time, I didn't have any real work because I just started my business in the 90s. And I started getting checks. The first check I got in the mail from the United States Treasury, I got a check for $3,200. I had never done any direct work with the U.S. Treasury. So I didn't know where this was coming from. $3,200. And I needed it because I need to pay our mortgage. So I called up the U.S. Treasury on the first check and say, hey, I just got this check and I was calling about it. And they said, your name Eric Ellis? Da da da. Yeah, yeah, that's your check. I said, okay. I didn't ask no more questions. And literally, I got 2 more checks in the mail, just like that, while I was in need. And so, my joy each day is that no matter what happens in my life, no matter what happens in our industry, no matter what happens in my business, that I'm connected with somebody that's more powerful than all of the forces out here that might be working against me. And that's my Lord and Savior. And so I'm grateful to God that God is more faithful to me than I am to him. I'm trying to always do better at that. But I am a human with feet of clay. I make mistakes, but I'm grateful for God's forgiveness. And that's something that you can be joyful about on a regular basis. And then the thing that I want to spend the balance of our time on, community, is music. So when I think about the thing, one of the things that gives me the greatest joy is music. I love music. My mother and father both were singers. And back in the day when I was growing up, you didn't go on vacations. I didn't go on a real vacation until I married Judy. And she was the picture that I painted in the basement with God. When I first met my wife, I had gone out on a lot of bad blind dates. Everybody looked like they was looking out for the other person. But somebody got Judy and I connected, and I'll never forget seeing her for the first time at Henry's. That was a Black-owned restaurant downtown in the Skywalk, and Judy came in the restaurant, and she was tall, and she had on this dress, my favorite dress. It was kind of green and brown and stuff like that, and she was tall like an Amazon queen, and her little skirt was just flowing out like a movie. And when she came around the corner, I said, "What in the world is this?" And so we sat down, and I recognized right away that she looked like the picture that I painted when I was talking to God. But what I didn't realize was that God added some things that I hadn't really put on my list. She was brilliant. I hadn't put that on my list. She was a strong Christian. And I could see right away that this woman could be the mother of my children. And from that day to this day, seeing what happens when you get the right person that God sends to you. I love the way Judy and I have 4 children, and they just are calling her around the clock. Our daughter Jillian just moved to Chicago. It's like she ain't went nowhere because she called her mama every day, several times a day. And there is nothing more precious than to hear the sound of laughter coming from Judy's heart because of something that her children has said. And that laughter, that joy is so real and so precious that it's a God thing. Growing up, like I say, we didn't go on vacation except for the grandma's house. And so the one time we went to grandma's house, my father had everybody take turns singing. And I sang a song, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. Yep. That was the first song I sang. And after I got through with that, my father said, "Eric, man, that was cold." And that was the first time that I realized that maybe I have something. And from that day to this day, music's been important in my life. I did an album back in 1984. That was my first album. Dr. Sharmella Johnson invested in me doing that album. And now here, almost 40 years later, I've done my second album, and it's called My Sound. And so what I'd like to do for the balance of the show is to share with you some of the music that's in this project. I worked on it with my youngest son, Ethan Ellis. All my kids are ADHD. And what that means, because I'm ADHD, is that a lot of times you are not sure if you're intelligent at all because you just miss pieces. And I've learned as I've gotten older that people that are neurodivergent are oftentimes they're not dumber than the average person. They're smarter. And so working on this music project, I've learned a lot about my son. After the first time I worked with him, uh, I came up with the title of the album, My Sound. Uh, what I wrote, and I wrote the insert for this project after working with my son the first time. You see, I've written over 300 songs, most of them mediocre. But every once in a while, you'll write a song that inspires you. And I believe you're at the beginning of something that might inspire someone else. But I believe that even when you've written your greatest song, that not everybody's going to like every lyric, not everybody's going to like every melody, but it's your sound, and everybody has a sound. And so when I was working with my son, I wrote in the insert, all my life I've been looking for somebody to help me bring out my sound. I've been working with young rappers, and they would all say, Mr. Ellis, that's the best we can do. You just old school, man, and whatever. And all the time, I didn't know that the person who would be the most talented at helping me bring out my sound was my son. And so working with Ethan was just amazing. It was really a blessing. And so I'm going to share some of these songs. The first one, Lydia, you can bring up my project now. The first one I'm going to share is just loving music, and I just sit around in the studio. And when the world's going crazy, I'll write a song. And this song is one that if you're just driving down the street, you can just play it. If you had a sunroof, you could pull it back, convertible, you can play that. Go ahead and play that, Lydia.
I need to make music, put my heart in a song. My voice can't convey all I feel in my soul. So I'll sing it sweetly, while I soar and find the right words to bring out more. I love the sound of music. It clears out my head. I get life from the music, peace from the music, a joy that can spread. I love the sound of music. It's captured and shared. I can get higher in the music, inspired by the music, a soul that is fed. All I need is music to know I'm alive. The way it makes me feel, a natural heart is real. The flow is nice.
All right, Lydia, you can stop.
If feelings ever dull, yeah. They would just find someone to play, then sing the night away. 'Cause we love the sound of music. I love the sound of music. Clears out my head. I get life from the music, peace from the music, a joy that can spread.
Thank you. Thank you. So, that's the first song on the project. I love the sound of music, and I do. And whenever I hear that, so I tell my children that they all do music. They're all amazing singer-songwriters. And I tell them that you've got to be your own first fan. And I just, when the world goes crazy, I go down to my studio and I'll just write a song. And for me, if nobody in the whole world ever heard my songs, I would just be grateful that God gave me a gift to make music. And so, what I believe is that we are created to use every talent, skill, and ability we have to make the world a better place. And so for me, sometimes I don't think speeches and language can cut through to people. Sometimes it's just simply music. And so let's go to the next song. The next song is called Truth. And the beautiful part about this project is if you listen to this project, and you can find it anywhere, it's on Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, you can find it everywhere. This next song is called Truth. But what you'll hear in all these songs is you'll hear the story of my life. You'll hear the values that I stand on. And I just appreciate being able to do that through song. Truth.
Worried about the things that people say about me. Truth, I'm willing to own up when I am wrong. Truth, ain't always easy. Truth, I will live my life for truth. Used to walk around worried about the things they say. Some of them I call my friend, not my friend. Kept leaving me the bill, saying they'd pay it next time. This happened time after time. I finally draw the line, tell them the truth. I don't worry what people say about me. Willing to own up when
I was just talking through the song, but that's okay. I think you might mute me when I say things. But that song is one that means a lot to me because truth is what I try to stand on. I want my word to mean something, and so that's an important concept for me. It's if you're ever doing business with people, if you're ever building friendships with people, you want to make sure that you're doing that with somebody who can tell the truth. Terry Cooley's my best friend on planet Earth. I love Terry Cooley, and we talk all the time. My oldest brother died a few years ago. I used to talk to him 4 or 5 times every day, and he passed. And now, there's just not a lot of people in the world that you can be that close to, but Terry Cooley is one of those, and I love him like a brother. And but he's one who tells the truth, and he's one who loves me, and I love him. Let's go to the next song, Lydia, and this song is called "Better." It's a song that my son wrote for me. He said, "Daddy, I'm gonna write one for you," and then I wrote the second verse. But Ethan and I did this together, and the song is "Better."
This life I live's a crazy life, you know it, babe. Trying to be the best that I can be, I'll show you, babe. See the best parts of me, that's why I give you all of me. You see the best parts of me, that's why I give you everything. You know me better, better than I know myself. You know me better, better than anyone else. You know me better, better than I know myself. Better than I know myself, baby. You know me better, better, better. There ain't nothing I won't do. I'll fight whatever frightens you, 'cause I know that your love is always there. I hate it when I let you down. I'm happiest when you're around.
Okay, we'll get our signals together. When I do this, we'll go ahead and cut it. Yeah, thank you. So I love that song. You better you know me better than I know myself. That's a sweet song. It sort of brings together generations. With me and my son, I love the fact that all four of my children love music and they're gifted. Ethan, I would say, is a musical genius. I mean, the kinds of things that he can do musically, I see him as creating genres. uh, and I'm not just talking about them because they're my children. I'm very objective. So out of all of the people in my family, I'm in fifth place. Judy and I are tied for fifth. That means our kids are better singer songwriters than us, and I love it that way. And so, but what the music that he's doing right now is at another level. LGY is a great friend of mine. He rapped with Tupac and Biggie. Said when he described Ethan, he said Ethan's music. He said he's like a Prince. He said he's like a Michael Jackson. Then he said he's like an Amazon. I mean, he just went there. That the depth that he has, and so he's now walking around life like Clark Kent. Superman had Clark Kent, and he's not. He knows that he's got a tremendous gift, but he doesn't fully know all of who he is. But before the world ever realizes who Ethan is, I can see that. And I'm saying that in every one of you, there's something great that God put inside of you that you want to be able to tap into. And For me, people ask the question, "What are you going to do with your music?" Well, I don't know, but I just love the fact that I did it. That I accomplished something that I had been working on and wanting to my whole life. And I know I was always feeling like, man, I can never get a song put down the way that what I feel inside. I'm not able to get that outside until I started working with my son. And he set up the studio so that I could hear myself. You see, if you can't hear, you can't actually sing. And so when he got the studio set up that I could hear myself, then I could just go in there and I could just make music on a regular basis, and it gives me joy. This next song is called Our Time. And so no matter what times we're living in, I believe that these times, they're going to be our time.
People think things go my way. Whatever I say, they tell me what I want to hear. There's some who don't like me. They try to block me from getting to what I'm here to do. Gotta hold court each day, judge things that come my way, using my pain to write, burying what's inside. Standing on the mountain I see, fall through the valley I'm free. The tide is on the rise. It's our time. Our time. Show the people dreams aren't just in your head. Our time. Our time. Let them know that it's our time. Our time. Our time. Today is our time. Our time. Our time. Yeah. The future is ours. We'll create the mold. Create the mold. Challenges come, but we'll never fall. Never fall. Rise above it all. Show them we're strong. Show them we're strong. The heart is focused. It's hard to do wrong. Hard to do wrong. Gotta know the day's the day. Truth will find a way. Looking at the finish line, knowing it's our time. Open our eyes and see. Just believe. Putting it all on the line. It's our time. Our time. Show the people dreams aren't just in your head. Our time. Our time.
All right,
Let 'em know that it's our time.
All right, our time. And I just love realizing how powerful we are and the things that we can do because it's our time. They don't know that it is our time. Our time. Show the people dreams aren't just in your head. It's our time. Standing on the mountain I see, fought through the valley, I'm free. The tide is on the rise. It's our time. And so that's a message that I want us to grasp, is that it is our time. You don't want to be sitting around thinking that somebody else has control over your time. When it is your time, there's nothing that can stop that. There's nothing that can interrupt that. And I'm saying to you all as a nation that we think we're in hard times right now, but it's the storm that happens and then a rainbow is coming after that. It is our time. And we're going to be unified in ways that we may never have even imagined that we can be. And so I'm grateful about that. Let's go to the next song. The next song is called I'll Be There. This is a song that I wrote about my children. They were in high school, and I don't know if many of you have children out there, but children go through all kinds of things in their lives. And sometimes they don't even think they like you, but what I wanted to do was to write a song that would say to my children that no matter what happens to you, no matter what state you're in, I'm going to always be there. I wrote this song a decade ago. I sang it one time and my voice was all jacked up. And so I was singing like Joe Cocker, and then I lost the track. And so I said to my son, man, I don't have that track anymore. He said, well, Daddy, I can just strip your vocals off of that. He stripped my vocals off the old track and I re-sang it. And so this song is one that has great meaning to me because it's one that I'm saying about my children and ultimately about all children. Let's play that.
I don't need to know each thought that's in your head, or the trouble that you brought upon yourself. I don't think about the things that bring you shame. Through your trials, my love remains. My love remains. You can say mean things to get me out your life. I won't listen. Turn your back as though your heart was made of ice. I will be there through each season of your life. I will be there. If you need help, I'll sacrifice. I will be there. I'll be there to hear you crying in the night. I'll be there. I'll be there when you're wrong or when you're right. I'll be there. I have always felt love inside of you. I'll be there. Helps me push right through the crazy things you do. I'll be there. I can see the hurt, it's right there in your eyes. I see you. You don't have to cover failure up with lies. No, no. You don't need to be anyone but who you are. Who you are. 'Cause to me, you are a star. You are a star. They can talk about all you've done that's wrong. I won't listen. I won't listen to the things that hurt you long. I'm here. I am here because of the love I have for you. Don't you be afraid. Don't you be afraid. Your heart knows the truth. I will be there.
That song, I shed a lot of tears over that song because I love my children to death. And I want them to know that there's nothing that they can do. If you're a parent, make sure that you get the message to your children that there's nothing that they can do, there's no place that they can go, that they will be beyond your love. I wanted kids when I was a kid, and I've got four of them now, and no part of their life, no season of their life has been bad. I've loved it all. I've enjoyed it all. I'm grateful to be a father. That means a lot to me. I mean, it brings out a lot of emotion in me, like a killer. I mean, I'm a father that takes that serious. I don't know. They don't have a lot of images they don't show us enough images of fathers who deeply care for their children and love them and would lay down their life for them. But that's who I am. I want to keep going because I want to get a few more in. The next song is called Dreamer. That is who I am. I've been that the whole way. My wife's still waiting for some of my dreams to come true. But this is a fun song, and I think you'll like it. Dreamer.
Telling me wait for a change, but time keeps passing away. I keep hoping my ship's moving closer. All I see is the way. No, I can feel the moments right now. We've been playing too long.
All about dreams.
Life is all about dreams. Shots we take, we never miss. Everybody's got to have a dream. Be a dreamer.
What's this next verse?
Life is lived for your dream. You think about my life.
Think about my life.
Make the future bright.
Make the future bright.
If
you're gonna bet, you better place it all on me. Because I don't stand alone.
I am not afraid. Got big dreams in my mind, and it's time. Come along with me. Be a dreamer. Imagine all the things that you can be if you believe. Life can get you down. Don't let it wear you down. Roll along with me. Be a dreamer. Life is all about dreams. Your first game.
All right.
Life is all about dreams.
And so I want to encourage you to find this project because it will encourage you. These are the songs that are my values, the values of my life. I'm gonna skip No Ordinary Love. I'm gonna go to Drive. Now, this song was a song that I was given a message on Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday a few years ago, and the title of the message was "What Happens When God Drives." And I remember when I gave my life to God, I said, "God, I'll serve you, but I don't want you to drive." I was like, everybody knows that you're boring, God. And if you drive, you're going to make me some kind of monk or preacher or evangelist. You're going to send me some island that I don't want to go to. So I don't want you to drive. I want to drive. And so at first, God would give me the wheel. And every time he gave me the wheel, I was in a ditch. It took years for me to learn that when God drives, he takes us to the places that we most want to go. So let me let you listen to this. Drive.
Yeah. How can I know places I can go on my own. On my own. Life never shows the forks in the road, but I can't drive slow. No, no. Well, I don't have a plan where my journey will land. I'm just taking a ride, showing right in, yeah, yeah. Always lost on my own.
Always lost.
Don't know what's best for me, and I need someone to drive. You've got to let someone drive.
Let someone drive.
Knows where they're going. Sit back and go for the ride. What's best for you?
Sit back and go for the ride.
Got to let someone drive. Knows where they're going. Sit back and go for the ride. Let him drive. Yeah. Dreams I had can get me off track whenever it's all about me. Focus, I keep going the wrong way. If I have a say, hoping somehow I'll arrive. I am drunk with control on a dangerous road. And I need you. Help me drive. I am stuck in this hole. All on my own. I need you. Help me drive. You got to let someone drive. Knows where they're going. Sit back and go for the ride. Knows what's best for you. You got to let someone drive. Knows where they're going. Sit back and go for the ride. Go for the ride. Yeah.
All right, let that one.
Let somebody drive.
Yeah, I love that song, and I'm grateful that God gave me the gift of music, something that nobody can take away. And what I believe is that I said earlier that we have to use every talent, skill, and ability that we have to make the world a better place. And so one of the things that I do is that I'll write a song. When the world goes crazy, I'll write a song, and then I'll go to the internet and I'll pull together pictures and I'll create a music video. So I'm going to ask Lydia to bring up that music video with the lines in it. It's called Let Love Heal. And so because of what we've been going through in this country right now, I believe that we have to face anger and division and hatred. We have to meet that with love. And I believe that love can heal anything. So this is a sort of a music video that I created.
Oh, why do we take sides? We don't believe. Do they really care? They care about our name. We can find a way from these ashes to rain. When we let our love shine, we'll survive. We're united by the things we believe. There's a power above. The struggles are real. You gotta fight. Let love in. Let love in. I just said people free. People free. Now fight for you. See them free. Fight for me. Let's get real. Let love heal. We take time to live in peace. Selfish ways we push won't last, don't last. In the people we must see the scars that are concealed. Once they're revealed, let love heal. Let love heal. United by the things we love. And believe there's a power above. not fight. Let love heal. Let love heal. Let's fight to set people free. People free. Fight for you. See them free. Fight for me. Let's get real. Let love heal. Like a drink of water when I'm thirsty. Water brings life, brings us life. Let it flow inside us. Let love heal. No easy answers. My pride in the way. Let love. I love heal. I love heal. We haven't spoken for years and years. Let love heal. Let love heal. Let love heal. Let love heal. Love is the ingredient we all need.
All right, all right, all right. Let's go back to my project that is on the project. But we'll go back and we'll pull up the song Miracles. And I'll tell you that this is a simple song, but what it reflects what I've experienced with God is that when I've been in some of my greatest needs, God shows up with miracles.
My plans are on delay. Down on my knees, I'm praying, and the walls are closing in. You bring miracles, 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 yeah, yeah, miracles, because of who you are. See a single footprint in the sand, it's yours. When I'm losing in the struggle, you bring miracles. When the bills are more than my money, you are there with miracles. When I cry out, is anybody out there?
I'm going to go a little over time today because I really want to share some of this with you, and I hope that it blesses your Saturday morning. The next song that I'd like to bring up is the title track. It's My Sound. And, it's just what I believe is that every one of us has a sound. You have a sound. Your family members have a sound. Don't try to be everybody else. Be yourself. Do what you were created to do. My sound.
Looking for years, now I'm weary, trying to find my sound, listening to others. I thought I can't make it. Maybe I'm no singer, just a fan. Yeah, imitating others don't really work for me. Gift that I finally found was my sound. Yeah, it was there for me. Perfect feel stuck in a hole, looking outside, gifts in my soul, imitating others don't work for me. See the blessing I finally found was my sound. It was my sound that was there for me. I found my sound. Yes, I found my sound inside me all of my life. I found my sound. Grandma told me about my sound. Said I wouldn't be satisfied till I found my sound. My sound, my sound. Like fingerprints I have, there is a sound that was made for me, made just for me. So many choices, what in the world will I be? When I dream about the future, there is possibility for my sound. Everything I need is right in the truth that I have found. Not one note will I replace. I only have space for my sound.
And I would say I was just sitting here getting emotional listening to my son sing in that song about my sound and knowing how long I've been looking for somebody. I was looking outside of my house for somebody to help me bring out my sound. And I just really never knew that that was going to be my youngest son. And to hear his gift in the background, you see, people are a blessing in our lives. Family is a blessing in our lives. And so we have to be grateful for that. The next song I'd like to pull up is called Show Up. I wrote this song. I was like, God, what in the world? Nobody wants to hear a song. It's a song about your words got to mean something. And so God said, hold on, well, who do you think I'm making this album for? For you? No, it's for the next generation, that they may understand some of the principles of old school, OG. So this song is called Show Up. It's a faster song. It's the rapper on this is my good friend LG Wise. And like I said, he rapped with Tupac and them. He was also a Christian rapper, and known internationally, but he's joined me on this. Life brings pressure everywhere.
Have faith and it will get done. When you give your word, it's gotta mean something. When you take a job, you gotta work hard. Follow the path you know's for you. When that door is open, you gotta walk through. Tired up all night.
I don't care if we tied you up all night, you still gotta play it.
Sometimes Sometimes I get it wrong, do it again. Ain't afraid to work, pushing my best out so we can win. I can't be afraid of everyone. Give me your best shot. I won't run, keep pushing.
When you need their help, they barely show up. And you tell them it's important, still they be like, so what? But when they money low, bro, they always pull up. Hands out, big smile like you don't know, but more or less we show up cause we blessed. And don't live with should-does and regrets. We do more while others, they do less. We care more while others, they care less. We cut from a different cloth, man, that's what we do. We show up even when nobody else do. The same one when your knees on the ground and you're feeling all alone cause nobody else around. What? We show up, homie, that's what the real do. And grow up like my granny used to say, dude. They used to say you gotta know when to hold 'em. And though it's all love, you gotta know when to fold 'em. Show up.
Tired, up all night, keep on showing up. Get my head clear, calm my mind.
All right.
Life brings
Hey, I love that song. You got to show up tired, up all night. It don't matter. Your words got to mean something. If you get it wrong, you got to do it again. Ain't afraid to work. That's who I am. So I'm so grateful to be able to take the values that God has placed in me and to share those with others. This next song is called Looking to Save You. And it's a song that, my project is not a Christian album. It's just an album that was done by a Christian. And so I know that whether you know it or not, that God is looking to save you. And so this song just really, hopefully it's some encouragement to people around what's possible. It's just a different kind of song.
looking to save you, looking to save you, looking to save you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I am looking to save you, looking to save you, looking to save you, looking to save you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the deep night, in the deep night, in the deep night. Oh, there's a truth we want to find. Look no further than inside. People keep on calling. He hears you calling out. People keep on
calling.
praying. And
Keep on
answers
praying.
on the way. Talking about people keep on believing.
believe.
Yeah, on the people keep on holding on. I am looking for you, looking to save you. Come with me, looking to save you. Yeah, yeah. I know, yeah. But we'll give you peace.
God said, I know what will
Looking to save you. I am looking to save you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The deeper night, in
matter
the
what you're
deeper
going through.
night, in the deeper night. There's a place I want to be. I want to be. It is with someone who loves me. Gotta have people keep on calling. He hears you calling.
Here's you call. Keep going, man. Huh.
Keep
on praying.
praying.
Woo.
Answers on the way.
Keep on believing.
Keep on believing. Yeah. On the way. Keep on holding on. He's looking to save you. Save you. Take all the pain you've endured.
Yeah. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna bring up this last video When I watched what was happening in the Middle East between Israel and the Palestinians, uh, it's hard to speak on things like this because I've got Jewish friends, I've got Palestinian friends. I talk to my Jewish friends. I empathize with what happened on October 7th. I get it. That was a tragic day. 1,200 people killed, 200 taken as hostages. That was wrong. Brutally murdered, wrong. But also, as I look at the 45,000 or more Palestinians who have died, uh, soldiers, but women and children, innocent people that had been killed because Israel's going after Hamas, who had been hiding out in the Palestinian population. Sometimes you don't really have any words, and so I just wrote this song, "Ready to Love," and basically I posted something that said, "Support the innocent." In other words, you don't have to take sides. Just say, give your support to people who are needlessly killed, died, who are the innocent. Let's do that. Let's pull up that video.
Know that it's time. The words that we say aren't enough. Hollow promises won't end this nonsense. We must be ready to love. Ready to love. Ready to love. Ready to love the world. Ready to love the world. Ready to love the world. What you give, way you live. Ready, ready, yeah. Ready. Life is a gift we didn't earn, so each day is a blessing. A blessing. Put on a smile and let your light shine. There's a feeling that's so amazing when you're ready to love. Ready to love. Ready to love. Ready to love the world. Ready to love the world. Help you give way you live. Ready, ready, yeah. Ready to love.
Yeah, I love that song. And so, community, I appreciate you all hanging with me here into overtime. But I can tell you that my heart is filled with joy. I'm grateful that God gave me the gift of music, not just to listen to it, which I love, but also to create music. And I believe that music has the power to change the world. And I know that my message to you this Saturday morning is to spend more time in your lives focused on things that bring you joy. You can't allow the fact that the media and politicians are seeking your attention. And the best way to get your attention is through sensationalism and through negativity and through things that divide us. I'm saying my message to you this morning is to invest your time and your energy in things that give you and bring you joy. It's being reinforced for me. I don't spend enough time listening to music and doing things that bring me joy, but I can feel my body right now being healed by simply listening to what God created me to do. And God created you to do something special, something that is your sound. Nobody else on earth has your sound. Don't allow the times to rob you of the blessing of delivering your sound to those around you, because as you find your voice, you will also find your joy, you find your healing, and you will not be overtaken by discouragement and stress and anxiety that's seeking to get after all of us. I love you. I appreciate you sticking with me this morning. I miss my friend Tommy Lewis, but hopefully he'll be back with us next week for another installment of Diversity Conversations. Take care. Love somebody.